Hello and welcome to How to Play the Number, a game for 3 to 5 players. This game was discovered on Board Game Arena, and after looking it up on Board Game Geek and seeing all the components, I realized this is a free game in a box, meaning that you pretty much already own it if you have pen and paper. So we're going to go ahead and go over how to play this game. So what's going to happen is each player is going to be given a public score sheet that looks a lot like this one. It'll have all digits written on it from 0 to 9 in big boxes so that everybody can see them. Now, this score sheet will be public information. Everybody's allowed to look at each other's score sheets. You're not allowed to hide them. They must be conspicuous for everybody to see. They must be out in the open where everybody can look at them with no coverings and no attempts to cover up your score sheet. Now, what's going to happen in each round, you're going to score points based off the highest number. Whoever has the highest number will score bonus points. Whoever doesn't have the highest number will score based on what they wrote in the 100 spot. But here's the kicker. If another 3-digit number has an integer that you used in your number will be disqualified if it's higher than that number. So let's say we have a 3-player game. We have the first player write a 999 down as their first play. The second player writes an 888 on their pad, and the third player writes a 789 as his number. We're going to flip all these sheets over. We're going to order them by highest to lowest, so 999 will be on top, followed by 888, followed by 789. Now 789, because it has an 8 and a 9 in it, will disqualify the 2 numbers above it. The 999 will be disqualified for using the integer of 9 in its creation, and the 888 will be disqualified also because it used an integer of 8. We'll cross those out. Only 789 scores, so he'll cross as 7, 8, and 9, whereas the other players will leave their score pads blank because they did not score any points. Their numbers were disqualified. Therefore, those integers are available to them later in the game. What's going to happen next is the 789 scorer will score for whatever he had in the hundreds place. Well, this time will be 7, and because he was also the highest number, he'll score the 2 bonus points. So he'll score 9 points, and he'll write the 9 in that first box. Then we'll erase our sheets, and we'll go ahead and continuously write 3-digit numbers down. Now, whoever has the 789 will not be able to write a 7, an 8, or a 9 down in the creation of his number. He will have to use 0 through 6 as his numbers, whereas everybody else who hasn't scored has the entire field available to them. So, like I said, everybody's able to look at these numbers. They can ascertain what is possible from one player and the other and make a good educated guess on what they think a good 3-digit number will be. If you're the highest score, you'll get the bonus points. If you're a lower score, you'll just get whatever you've written in your hundreds place, pending that your number is not disqualified. In the 5th round, we will have 8 bonus points, but you'll also first multiply your number by 2. So you kind of want to save higher numbers for last, strategically speaking, but you can do whatever you want. You're going to multiply your result by 2 if your number did not get disqualified, and then you're going to add the 8 points if you were the highest 3-digit number. At the end of the 5th round, you'll write down the number of digits that you use throughout the game. That's what the field of 0 through 9 is for. When you use a number, you'll X it out, and then you'll count out those X's and write down the number of X's that you have. That's how many digits that you used. If you use all 10, you get 10 points, and then you're going to add all the totals of all these boxes to the total box at the end of the sheet. That'll be your total for the first game. Now, so let's go ahead and simulate a 3-player game. We see each player has written down a 3-digit number, turns it over, and then we reveal it and then order it highest to lowest. We see what gets qualified and what gets disqualified. The 789 managed to disqualify the both 999 and the 888. They'll mark the 789 down. They'll score 7 points plus the 2 bonus points. So they'll score 9 points in the first round. Everybody else will score 0, so they'll write 0 down. We'll go to the next round. 999 manages to win, so they'll score 9 points plus the bonus of 3 since they did not get disqualified. Everybody else that scored will mark the integers down on their sheet to indicate that they will no longer be able to use those integers. The highest score gets the bonus points and adds that to what they'd normally score. So then we just keep going with this. We keep writing 3-digit numbers down, ordering them up from highest to lowest, and remembering to score zeros in our score pad each round so we keep track of the round. And then we score the appropriate amount and then write new 3-digit numbers down based on what's available in our number pad, turn them over, and disqualify and qualify those that are able. Now we are at the last round, so everybody scores the digits that they actually scored. Then we add up the total scores. We see we have a 47 by a 28 versus an 8. Now, normally you'd play this game only 2 rounds, but I say house rule this and play 1 round for each player it tends to be better that way. I think it's way too short of a game otherwise. And like always, if you'd actually like to play this game in a public place against strangers, otherwise known as friends that you haven't yet been introduced to, come to our subreddit Card Game Meetup. Post your city at a public place in your city you'd like to play this game at. Do click under the Show More in the description to get a link to Card Game Meetups, as well as a link to a Discord server where we talk about games like this and card games and domino games and dice games every day. It's a fun place, definitely worth your time to visit. Do call up your friends and let them know you'd like to write down some 3-digit numbers. You never know, they might say yes and they might say no, but you never know until you call. It's very important to call people and ask them these questions. Do like and subscribe and share these videos with people you know like playing games. Do vote in this month's Game of the Month poll. I want to thank today's musician, and I'll see you next video.